Okay, my friends, so this is a completely optional video if you want to dive in. I'll try to keep it short. To explain the challenges logistically of the mathematics you just did. The math we did was great. I mean, assuming that prize distribution, you've got a positive average, and actually a pretty large positive average. I mean, it ends up being what, like a 40-some% return, almost a 50% return on investment. I mean, I can't think of many investments right now that are paying that much. The challenge is in how you would collect that 50% return. And here's the reality. These are all the scratch it tickets. There's our 3 of a kind right there that the Oregon Lottery is currently offering. It looks like they have about 40 of them or so. They run for about a year and then they replace them with new ones. They call it the family of scratch it tickets. The trick with them is you'd have to first locate the tickets that have optimal prize distribution. So for example, let's just go on this just for you game down here. It says 8 top prizes unclaimed. Now, top prize here is $500, which I think it was, no, ours was actually larger on the 3 of a kind. So top prize here is $500. That might not be enough for you to want to play. So you might back out and say, well, let's find one that, oh, this is a $5 ticket. Maybe we'll look at the 100 Years of Oregon State Parks. Oh, their top prize is $50,000. They've got about a 1. Oh, the odds are a little bit better than they were for ours. Ours was 1 in 4. Theirs is 1 in 3.57. Maybe let's take a look at the prize distribution. So you have to come down here, all the way to the bottom, somewhere. Here they are. Here's that nasty distribution that I had to make a spreadsheet out of for you. So now you can look at this right column, and there's a bunch of prizes left. There's a couple $50,000 prizes, and then it jumps down to $200 prizes. So you'd have to rerun the math on these. And you'd have to basically do that constantly, continuously, for all the games and mark when the average switched to positive. That's the first challenge. Not an impossible challenge. If you've got some good web coding skills, you could make some crawler bots that could actually do that for you. But then, let's say you do find one like we did in the exam. It's not quite as simple as the 4-spot quiz if you did that a couple weeks ago, where there's a drawing every day. Or I think it was every day, every Wednesday. The tickets are already out there. So in order to collect this average, to collect the amount of prizes that are out there, you have to get a large chunk of the tickets, ideally all of them. And let's just suppose you were able to buy all, 300,000 tickets. Well, that's going to cost you $600,000 if they're a $2 ticket. You'd earn about a 50% return on that. So you'd spend, let's just say $700,000. Then you'd earn all of that back plus half. So now you're sitting on over $1 million of revenue, about a third of $1 million in prizes. Then comes the other whammy, is that the government in taxes is going to take about a third of that. So at the end of the day, you invest about $700,000. You end up with about $1 million or so, which correlates to roughly $300,000 in profit, not in revenue, but in profit. Government takes a third, you're left with about $250,000. So the question is all that effort worth $250,000? And I'll let you think about that. This is as close as we're going to get to card counting. I wasn't able to simplify the rules of blackjack enough to get this exam up and running for you in time. I do want to explore card counting more. It's the same basic principle as this. You keep track of the deck. In this case, the deck are the prizes that have already been paid out. So you pick a prize ticket, look at the distribution, and here the total prizes would be the full card deck. The prizes left would be what's remaining in the card deck. So anyway, that's the connection between the collecting on a advantageous game and just the mathematics of it. So you can see card counting itself is pretty simple, or scratch it ticket counting itself is pretty simple. The actual collecting on those things is what makes it a challenge.